Alrighty, also this week's research spotlight is an article titled Mental Imagery Skills in Competitive Young Athletes and Non-Athletes. So this article was actually sent to me by a friend, a few people that I graduated with. We started a small journal club, and we're all kind of going into different fields. I'm going more towards neurology. One of the other people involved is actually starting an ortho residency. Probably going to try and get him on the channel at some point to talk about his experience. And then one is currently in a pediatric setting. The person who sent this article, Payton I, she's in a pediatric setting, hoping to either continue that or possibly go into sport at another time. And then a couple other people are interested in either women's health and pelvic floor type stuff, or general outpatient orthopedics, or acute care / neuro. So thought it'd be kind of a cool idea if we all shared an article. So each week one of us sends an article out with our 3 takeaways, and then the point is that we all read it and then kind of get our takeaways, and it's an opportunity for all of us to see literature that is maybe something we wouldn't typically read. For example, I would not typically read pediatrics literature because that is not something I'm working in, but it's still a good idea to be up to date on some of the current literature and different aspects and things like that. So she sent this article out, which talks about mental imagery, which is something I'm super interested in and passionate about, is mental imagery and psychology, and that application into the neurology side of things. And so in this study, they took, I believe it was 48 athletes and 48 non-athletes, and they put them through a series of mental imagery tests, kind of testing their ability to form mental images and their ability to picture things kind of in their head. And to meet the athlete criteria, they had to have been an athlete for 4 years. It was, I believe, let me just double check. Yeah, so 48 athletes, 48 non-athletes, minimum of 5 years, and they were between the ages of 8 and 13. And then they were able to kind of assess how well they were able to use imagery abilities to solve the tasks that they had them trying to solve, and their ability to form those images in their head based on their ability to do certain things. And what they found is that the athletes were much better at using imagery and generating images and problem solving with for tasks that involved imagery compared to the non-athletes group. I'm going to quick scroll down to the conclusion because I don't remember all of it. So in conclusion, it can be determined that imagery seems to be an instinctive psychological ability, even in younger athletes, that 8 to 13-year-old range. And it grows in early years of life, and children use imagery to acquire skills. It's something natural. I think all of us at some point have imagined something or try to use imagery to help us accomplish a task or answer a question. And yeah, so pretty much showed that younger children can, let me go back up to the top here. So yeah, pretty much it showed that younger children can use imagery. It's not something that is too cognitively demanding or high end for them. And it also showed that athletes are typically better than non-athletes in having that mental imagery ability. So kind of a little point for coaches who are working with athletes at that younger age, that incorporating some mental imagery type skills into their practices or including it into something that maybe they send the kids home with might be beneficial for performance. And they should be well versed at being able to do it because of their athletic background and abilities. So that's all right. So what does this mean for physical therapists in our practice? Why am I talking about this? So pretty much what that means is that once children reach that 8-year-old mark and older, we can start to use imagery as part of our practice to help them figure out new musculoskeletal movement patterns or figure out new tasks. And it's something that they're capable of doing, and if they have a sport background, it's something that they're going to be efficient at doing based on what this article kind of looks at between the differences of athletes versus non-athletes. The athletes perform better, so that tells us it's something we can utilize in our practice in terms of like I said, movement, learning new movement patterns, trying to accomplish new tasks, or even if you're a trainer or a coach, teaching a new skill, imagery could be effective. So that's this week's Research Spotlight. This was a great article. Thanks for sending it, Payton. It was published this year in April, so it's great to have some current literature. So thanks for watching.